This is boring, but you'll scale to 100K per month on YouTube. And I know this because I've helped one of my clients, Lyndon Chastain, scale to over $70,000 in a single month organically using this exact same strategy.
We just hit 50,000 subscribers. We make over $70,000 a month from our YouTube channel, and Andrew has been a huge part of that.
Most business owners are chasing the wrong metrics on YouTube. They're obsessed with going viral and trying to get millions of views on each video, when what they really need is targeted viewers that will turn into paying customers. And because of this, they are creating content that gets views and attention but generates zero sales. But there's a strategic approach that the top business owners are using to get leads from their YouTube channel organically. They implement these 3 boring fundamentals that takes their channels from 0 calls booked to a client acquisition machine. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down step by step this system that might seem boring, but it's the exact method that is generating $100,000 months for the top business owners in the space. So sit back and grab a pen and paper because I'm about to show you how making boring videos builds million-dollar businesses. Most YouTubers make this fatal mistake that kills their YouTube channel. They optimize their channel for the wrong metrics and wonder why with the views they're getting no clients from it. The difference is between viral content and targeted content. So that brings us into the first thing, views. We want to make sure that our views are targeted and we're not going for virality. So viral views versus targeted views. 1,000 targeted views is going to be far better than 1 million untargeted views for your channel. And you might be wondering why. So 1 million views means nothing if no one who watches the video buys what you're selling. So you want the right people to watch your videos. And these are going to be the people that will pay for your services or products. Aiming for targeted views is the reason why you're seeing videos with only like 500 views or 1,000 views generate thousands of dollars for business owners. It's because all of their content and their videos are targeted for a very specific audience. For example, for one of my clients, we posted videos that had 500 views or 1,000 views, but each video made my client thousands of dollars that we posted. Because think about it, if you make a video that is targeted specifically for a group of people and 500 of those people watch it, you are gonna get a very high chance that at least one person buys your product or service from the video. Because obviously the content that you're making is targeted specifically for this person. It's not like viral content where it applies to a general mass on YouTube. So all you really need to focus on is getting 500 to 1,000 views on each video, and that will most likely get 1 to 2 people booking a call and closing them. But how do you actually identify who your ideal viewer is on YouTube? You have to implement this framework. So for your ideal viewer, what you want to break down is their age, their income, the industry they're in. So if they're an agency owner, for example, if they sell info products, if they're a coach, etc. And you also have to pinpoint the exact challenges that your audience face. This is really important, knowing this set of data. So for my ideal viewer, for you guys watching, you guys lack the knowledge, skill, or time to make YouTube profitable. And you also have to identify any false beliefs they have. So again, another example for you guys think that you need to have a huge following to make YouTube work, when in reality, like I said before, videos that get 500 views or 1,000 views generate thousands of dollars for clients that I've worked with. And tying off your ideal viewer, what you want to do is speak their language. So you want to implement words, images, payment processors, etc. into the script and the thumbnail. So an example of this is if you're in the business space, business owners use Stripe a lot. So showing a Stripe logo or a Stripe payment coming in your thumbnail is going to speak directly to who you're targeting because they're familiar with Stripe. So same with implementing words into your videos. You want to use actual words and put words into your script that your ideal viewer would recognize and that they use. This will make the video feel like it was made specifically for them. So like I was talking about implementing the right words into your videos, you want to be speaking unprofessionally to a real estate business owner. That's just not the way they speak. Whereas in different niches, they speak differently and they speak more casual, but for other niches, they speak more formal. They're a little bit older of an age audience. So you want to make sure that everything is specifically tailored for your ideal viewer. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking that makes sense, but I don't have the time to figure out all of this and implement it into my channel, I completely understand. Building a YouTube channel that actually converts leads takes a lot of experience, time, and effort from you. That's why we created a completely done done-for-you YouTube acquisition system. We handle everything from identifying your ideal viewer, doing your titles, your thumbnails, your editing, even posting the video and the SEO, all completely done for you. All you need to do is show up and record each video. So if you want to see how we could do all of this for you and how we could build you a YouTube channel that is an organic leads machine, click the first link in the description below and book a free 30-minute call with me. And if not, no worries, let's continue with the exact type of content you need to be making on YouTube. So on YouTube, there's one type of content that is going to convert 10 times more than any other content you could make. And most business owners and creators avoid it because they think that it is not entertaining. But this is the secret to building your business on YouTube, not just building an audience. And I'm talking about making problem-solving content. So what problems does your audience face? Problem-solving content is better because your ICP wants their problems to go away. Think about it. Someone who is watching your videos wants the answer to something, wants to know how to make more money, wants to know how to save time, etc. So you want to make sure all of your content is positioned to make your viewers' problems go away. And there are 3 types of problems that your audience faces. Number 1 is surface level problems, which is common problems most people have. Then there are core problems, so problems that some people have, but not all. And then there are emotional problems, which the fewest amount of people have. The surface level problems in your niche are going to be your top of funnel videos. The core problems are going to be your middle of funnel videos, and your emotional problems are going to be your bottom of funnel videos. Now, what are top of funnel videos, middle funnel videos, and bottom of funnel videos? Top of funnel videos are broad topics that speak to industry-wide pain points. An example would be why most agency owners never get past 10K per month. See how this problem applies to a lot of people in your niche. Not that many agency owners get past 10K a month, so this is targeting a huge audience of people who pretty much make under 10K a month. Anyone under that, this video applies to. Middle of funnel videos are specific solutions that directly address problems your ideal clients are facing. These would be a bit more targeted problems and problems that are a bit less common than the previous. So an example would be the exact system we use to book 5+ sales calls per day. So this solution is a lot more targeted of a problem on how to get sales calls per day as opposed to just making 10K a month. So that is just another layer down in the funnel. And bottom of funnel videos are going to be case studies, testimonials, pretty much anything emotional or that would reinforce your credibility as a business owner or creator, etc. So an example of a bottom of funnel video would be how our clients are scaling to 100K per month. And this could be a video of you interviewing one of your clients who you've helped scale to 100K per month, something that's sort of emotional that will tie with your audience, or it could just be like behind the scenes content that will just build more credibility with your audience. So now that you hit on your viewers' problems and you understand what problems that they face, you need to know how to give them the solution. So positioning this solution in your videos. Each video that you make should be solving a problem that your viewers have. So what you want to do is make the viewer think that only you could help them. So you want to position yourself as the obvious solution. So this could be using testimonials and showing that you've solved these problems before for other clients of yours, etc. You basically just want to position yourself as the expert and that someone watching your video, they know that you are going to help them with whatever problem. Obviously, each video should also solve the problem that the viewer clicked on. So if it was a video on how to get 10K a month, it should show them that, obviously. But you want to position yourself as the one who could really take your viewer to the next level. And the key thing here is you want to make content that pre-sells for you and handles objections for your audience. So if someone's watching your content, you want to handle as many objections in them as possible so that whenever they do end up booking a call, they're going to be a much easier close. And the last thing, show don't tell. This is just another way that you could position your solutions in your videos. You want to show, not tell anything, right? So this is kind of like a basic rule I have for all my clients and pretty much anyone that I help out or work with. You want to show your testimonials, the results you've gotten people. You want to show your claims and have proof to them and not tell. That is another way as positioning your credibility and positioning yourself as an obvious solution for your viewers. Because obviously if you tell someone I've made 10K a month doing this, they're not going to believe you unless you have actual proof. Show a Stripe screenshot, show client testimonials, show before and afters of clients. You want to show all of this in your videos because that's going to reinforce to your audience that you actually know what you're talking about. It's going to show proof of that. And what you want to do is have as much social proof in your videos as humanly possible. And this is the strategy for your content, but if no one actually clicks on your videos and watches your content, then all of this will be pointless. That's why you got to learn how to actually package your videos. Most business owners and creators get this completely backwards. They focus on other parts of making content when packaging, realistically, is probably the most important aspect of your videos, because if no one clicks on your videos, no one is going to watch them. So what makes a good thumbnail? You want to implement the 3-element rule in your thumbnail. So what is a 3-element rule? This helps keeping your thumbnail simple because the last thing someone who's scrolling on YouTube is going to do is click on a thumbnail that doesn't simply convey the message of the video. That's what Mr. Beast does really good. You can see every single video here is very simple and it only has a few elements in him. For example, this one, the world's most dangerous trap, is literally just him and the spikes pointing towards him, right? There's only like 2 elements in that thumbnail. Another one is this pyramid video. I spent 100 hours in the pyramids. It's literally just him, the pyramids, background, and then day 1 text. Super simple. You want to make sure that your thumbnails are super simple. Like every thumbnail you see here, you know what the video is exactly going to be about, and nothing's clustered in the thumbnail. It's very simple, very few elements, super easy to understand for people scrolling on YouTube. And an example of someone who does this well in the business space is obviously Iman Gadzhi. You can see his thumbnails are super simple. So this one right here, give me 33 minutes and I'll show you how to make 10K per month with online coaching. It's literally him, 0 to 10K a month transformation behind him, and then the whiteboard right in front of him. Literally 3 elements, that's it. Same with this video here, the blueprint to go from 0 to $1 million. Literally just him, the background, a whiteboard with text that says 0 to 1 million, and then a simple framework below it. Like 3-4 elements max. Another thing that you could implement as well is color psychology. Every color used in YouTube thumbnails are done for a purpose. So if we look at Mr. Beast again, in this thumbnail, 7 days stranded at sea, he uses a blue background for the water. The water is blue, there's sharks in the water, and then his raft is like a light brown, yellowish color. The whole reason he did this is because blue and yellow and like that light brown are complementary colors. So if you look at the color wheel, opposite colors are going to pop from each other. So blue and yellow pop from each other because they're opposites, right? They're opposite on the color wheel. That's a way you can implement color psychology. That'll just help your thumbnails pop even more. And the next thing you want to do is show dream outcomes. Showing dream outcomes is super important in your videos and in your thumbnails. And examples of this are like Iman Gadzhi. I want to get to $100,000 before 2026. Here are 7 ways. He shows $0 and then he shows $112,000. It's literally showing the dream outcome in your thumbnails. It shows going from $0 to $112,000. Super simple. Same with the one right next to it. Your first $1 million is simple. Here's how. $0 to $1 million. Showing the transformation. Showing the dream outcome of the viewer watching the video. And pretty much everything I'm talking about needs to tie down to this. So like someone needs to be able to understand your video, what it's about in 1 second. You want it to be simple. You want to use colors that pop. And you also want to show the dream outcome because that's just going to reinforce the clip. And the common mistakes I usually see in thumbnails is that they're just too cluttered. There's too many elements on screen. You want to just keep it simple. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements max. And they don't build off the title of the video, right? So they contain parts of the title in the actual thumbnail and they just don't build off the title. What you want your titles and thumbnails to do is to build off of each other, because usually titles matter a lot more than people think when it comes to when someone actually clicks on your video. The thumbnail is really important, but if the thumbnail builds off of the title, then that's going to be a perfect package video. So moving into titles, what you want to do for titles, you want to make sure you use Alex Hormozi's value equation. Alex Hormozi's value equation is dream outcome times the perceived likelihood of achievement over times effort and sacrifice equals value. You want to hit on at least 3 of these things in your title and thumbnail. So you want your title and thumbnail to hit on at least, for example, like time delay, effort and sacrifice, and perceived likelihood of achievement or dream outcome. So for example, you want your title to hit on your dream outcome, the effort and sacrifice needed, and the time delay. So how fast they'll get that result. And if you try to use 3 of these per title and thumbnail combination, it is going to be huge, especially in the business niche on YouTube. Next, you want to make how-to titles. So what you want to avoid is how-I titles. The reason why we use how-to titles and not how-I titles is because if you do how I made $100,000, most people don't know you. So most people aren't going to click on that video because they don't know you. The how-I stuff works whenever you actually build an audience and whenever more people start knowing you. That's when how-I works. But until then, you want to do how-to. So implementing how-to titles, super important. So you want your titles to solve a problem and have the solution for it. So for example, for this video, this is boring, but you'll scale to 100K per month on YouTube. So that's the title of this video. And the solution is obviously you getting 100K per month from YouTube. And obviously the common mistakes in titles that I see is that they're too long. The thing with titles is you don't want it to be so long that it hides some of it on YouTube's actual home screen. You want to make sure that the YouTube home screen shows your full title always. Again, the how I titles, this is a big mistake for people just starting out or people that don't have a huge audience, is making how I content. So just change that to how to, and that's going to perform much better. And no dream outcomes. You want your titles to have dream outcomes, same with your thumbnails, because essentially anyone who's going to click on your video is going to want to get somewhere or receive X thing or get better at X. So that's why you need to make sure that you have dream outcomes in all of your videos. So now that you know how to target the right audience on YouTube, you know how to create problem solving content, and you know how to optimize your packaging, you still need to come up with the right video ideas, writing scripts, and implementing the right funnel into your content to drive sales. So watch this next video on screen right now where we go over how we could turn your YouTube channel into an organic leads machine.